Jake Paul's favorite.
He's a favorite, yeah. Well, he's 27 years old, and he's a really good boxer. He's a very good boxer. Like, he's a legitimate professional boxer. He fought Tommy Fury.
I don't not even call it like as a fight.
Right.
You know, it's an event for me.
Probably going to be
every time.
This guy is a real boxer, so it'll be another opportunity to show that Jake Paul is a real boxer.
Joe Rogan continues to show support for Jake Paul, calling him a real boxer and acknowledging his growth in the sport, especially after his performance against Tommy Fury. On the other hand, Canelo Alvarez offers a more dismissive take, stating that this matchup feels more like an event than a true boxing contest. Their contrasting opinions highlight the ongoing debate about Jake's place in the professional boxing world.
He's a favorite, yeah. Well, he's 27 years old, and he's a really good boxer. He's a very good boxer. Like, he's a legitimate professional boxer. He fought Tommy Fury, who's also a legitimate professional boxer, a real good one. He's Tyson Fury's younger brother, and he lost a close decision, but it was a good fight, a real good fight against a good fighter. He can fight.
Yeah.
Paul has long aimed to be accepted by traditional boxing audiences. His desire to gain validation from seasoned critics and fighters is clear in his choice of opponents. However, this fight against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. may not deliver the financial impact he's expecting. The novelty of Jake's rise in boxing has worn off for many, and unless the bout delivers something extraordinary, it might not attract the blockbuster numbers he has previously seen. While hardcore fans might tune in for the legacy and stakes, the broader audience seems harder to convince this time.
I like it. He was a little listless. He can get listless, but he's big. He's schooled in boxing.
It just does nothing for me.
Yeah, it is a challenge, though. It's a legit challenge, right? He's probably
He got his ass whooped by Anderson Silva. Jake's already beat Anderson Silva, so it's like,
if he shows up for the fight, if he's really training, he's fairly tough. How old is he now?
39.
Oh wow,
he's 40.
Oh wow.
I don't think that one's gonna get big numbers. It's just like, all right, it's not a good next step. It's almost like he's going backwards.
But
now.
Wouldn't you say it's a good challenge for him?
No,
he's gonna beat him.
Yes. No, it's not a good challenge because he already got his ass whooped by Anderson. You know, it doesn't do much. I guess it keeps Jake active, and it's a boxer.
Yeah.
But the boxing, you're still gonna get validation from the boxing community, which is what he wants. It keeps him busy, I guess.
Oscar de la Hoya believes this fight is not just hype. According to him, Julio is training with the intention of making a statement. De la Hoya is convinced this bout will be more competitive than many expect. With Chavez Jr.'s heritage and experience, and Jake's loud reputation, the matchup brings genuine tension. De La Hoya's remarks suggest that Jake might be walking into his toughest bout yet, a moment boxing purists have waited for. It's not just about spectacle anymore. It's about whether Jake can truly survive against a legacy fighter. Fighting with purpose?
The expectations,
A lot of
and
pressure.
then, the pressure, and he got involved with drugs and this and that, and he seems like he's doing better and he's doing good, and I've seen him train lately. I've talked to the father, and he says, look, if my son shows up to the ring the way I've seen him in the last few months, I think he said like last 6-7 months, he goes, yeah, he's gonna knock out Jake Paul.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, I'm sure a lot of people would love to watch that and see that. So, don't miss the fight.
Yeah.
June 28th. It's going to be crazy. No, it is. I mean, because Jake Paul actually has... It's not that he has something to prove, but he actually can prove something here. Chavez Jr. went the distance with Canelo, right? In Canelo's prime. And so imagine if Jake Paul knocks out Chavez Jr., then what?
Interview Canelo Alvarez has not viewed Jake as a serious boxer. Instead, he gives credit to Jake's business skills and ability to draw attention. Canelo has publicly dismissed the idea of fighting Jake in a competitive match. Despite the buzz surrounding their potential clash in the past, he sees Jake more as a promotional asset than a technical rival, emphasizing the entertainment side of these matchups over actual skill-based competition. The respect is for Jake's marketing, not his ring prowess.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Canelo Alvarez and Jake Paul is officially off. Here, I'll get out of the way so you can see the off. But this actually makes sense to me because the owner of Ring Magazine, Turki Al-Sheikh, he posted a very cryptic photo on Instagram about an hour ago, and the caption reads, "Don't mess with the lion. 4 fights for Canelo with Riyadh season, the deal is done. A lion doesn't lose sleep over the opinion of a sheep. Fear the lion, not the jungle." And look who the first comment is. Canelo. Let's go, brother. This is one of the few times Canelo has publicly been on good terms with Turki Al-Sheikh. But boy, from the Terrence fight being off to now the Jake Paul fight being off, this has been a wild couple of last few days for the face of boxing. Wait, which one of these two is the face of boxing? I'm just kidding, it's Jake Paul, obviously. Just kidding, it's Canelo! But since it looks like Canelo is now under contract with Turki Al Sheikh, the chances of Canelo ever fighting Jake Paul have lowered significantly. Because no offense to Jake Paul, from what I've heard, Turki Al Sheikh doesn't want to associate himself with the kind of boxing that Jake Paul does. Any more updates that happen with this, I'll be sure to do my best to fill you in. As always, thanks.
Canelo has faced Julio. Although Julio is no longer in his prime and has dealt with challenges like rehab and retirement, Jake sees this as an opportunity to compare himself to one of the sport's greatest. While context matters, Julio today is not the same fighter he was during Canelo's era. Jake still hopes the comparison will boost his credibility.
He's taking this far more serious, and he's not struggling with addiction issues like he has for so long in his pro career. This fight does become a little bit of a dangerous one for Jake, not because Chavez Jr. is in his prime anymore. He's still going to be a shell of that early 20s Julio Cesar Chavez. But with 60 wins under his belt, if there is still any of that muscle memory left, if there's still any go left in his body, because again, I hate to keep referring to it, doing drugs or having addiction issues does take its toll on your body, and sometimes it isn't recoverable, especially as you're going up in weight. Julio Cesar Chavez, not a normal cruiserweight, so he's going to be moving up as he gets older. How does that entail what he's going to do in this fight? I don't know, but I'll tell you, I watched him ringside against Uriah Hall, and it wasn't an impressive performance when he beat Uriah Hall in a 6-round fight. Honestly, when I watched the fight back, it looked like the only reason he beat Uriah Hall in that fight was because Uriah, like most MMA fighters, when they come to boxing, don't take credence of the rule set, right? They get hit with a ton of shots that don't hurt them, but also they're getting hit with shots that are scoring against them. Uriah Hall didn't look overwhelmed in that fight at all. In fact, he looked like he was in the fight with Chavez Jr. And that in its own right is pretty damning, because while he won the fight, that was Uriah Hall's first boxing match ever. And Uriah was not a young guy at that point either. The point I'm making with all this is I get what Jake is doing here, and fair play to him. Again, you do have to remember Jake didn't have an amateur career.
Interview: Canelo laughed off the possibility of fighting Jake Paul, joking that he might consider it when he turns 50. This comment reflects how unseriously he takes Jake as a contender. To Canelo, the idea of stepping into the ring with a YouTuber turned boxer is absurd. It's a jab at Jake's reputation in the sport and a clear indication that Canelo views Jake's opponents, many of them aging legends, as an easy path to headlines, not legacy.
Or entertain a Jake Paul fight?
Not right now. Let's see later when I have like a 50 years old.
Despite his sarcasm, Canelo hinted that he might entertain an exhibition fight with Jake Paul after retiring from professional boxing. While this wouldn't be a competitive match, it could still draw significant attention due to their names. For Jake, even an exhibition against Canelo would be a dream come true in terms of visibility. It's another example of how Jake's presence in the sport is blurring the lines between entertainment and athletic competition.
Like exhibitions like that, or like people like Jake Paul call you out, or these like other big stars, like is that business-wise like even worth it?
When I'm done with boxing, why not? Maybe I'll do it. I think it's
like when you're done like competing at the highest level, you're saying?
Yeah, I think it's good because what happened there is other people who never watch boxing, or they don't know anything about boxing, they want to watch Jake Paul because he's coming from he bring fans from other world, right? Yeah. That's good because everybody enjoy it.
Would you ever entertain that idea when you're done?
Maybe.
Interview: Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. poses a threat that Jake Paul has yet to face. Unlike past matchups with MMA fighters or exhibition settings like Mike Tyson's bout, this fight carries real consequences. Julio's power, particularly his left hook, is still respected in boxing circles. He's not just entering the ring for show, he wants to prove something. If Jake slips up even once, Julio has the tools to make him pay and potentially end the fight. With one decisive shot.
This dude. I don't trust that guy. I don't trust Chavez.
Yeah.
You're nothing like your daddy.
Yo, you just alienated. You said, I don't trust that guy.
I don't. It's like, bro, I don't trust you, man. We seen too much of that quitting you.
He's got the quirky, the ugly stuff that'll get you by.
Chavez?
Yeah.
He still has a left hook for 2 rounds.
You said 2 rounds?
Yeah,
That's it?
It's fresh for 2 rounds. After that, the problem with Chavez Jr., if Chavez Jr. just showed up and let his balls hang and committed to it and just let his hands go. But even at his best, he didn't let his hands go a whole lot. But if he did, he could win this fight. Yeah. But he won't. Yeah. That's not who he is. He has no confidence anymore. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. The minute he also loses so much steam after 2 rounds. He's kind of like Mike Tyson in a lot of ways. He loses steam after a round and a half. He has a left hook that you still have to it keeps you honest. Yeah. You do have to worry about that left hook, especially early. Yeah. But like he just has no confidence anymore. The minute things start going south, the minute he gets touched, he just
looking for out. Even
if he's not, I think in this fight, he'll like Zab Judah used to do sometimes. He'll take his beating, but he won't let his hands go. And
I'm gonna speak a truth. I think this is my truth. And I'm just speaking candidly. You got a kid that's...
Interview, that's all for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.